Hello, happy health habits, family and friends. Hello, Yvonne and Sharon, Betty. I know we have some other people coming. I will tell you that Margot is home from the hospital, everyone. Hope she's okay.
Yay.
Don't know if we'll see her today. Kathy, much love. She's with her husband getting his cancer treatments. Mary's with her husband trying to figure out how to get retired. So we got, but they're sending me their information, right? They are sending me their feedback and so we have a lot to talk about today. Um, I just want to congratulate, first of all, it's the end of January 29th. We got 2 days till the end of the month. Everyone played full out with the 28 day. That was absolutely phenomenal. I am declaring, since this is our Wellbeing Wednesday, Happy Health Habits, what I call Dietaholic Anonymous, Overeaters Anonymous, Emotional Eating Anonymous. Recovering, dieting, over all of the things, right? So this group, I'm declaring to you, I am Fresh Start February. Fresh Start February for me. I'm starting 2025 new on newly because January was just all kinds of chaos. So I'm starting fresh for the year. I'm calling a do-over. So if anyone else wants a do-over, that is great. Mary, Betty wants to do over. Okay.
Yes.
What else wants to do over? Mary just popped in there a challenge to challenge all of us to keep going. And she is a competitive, wow, she is a competition girl, man. She just posted in there that whoever wants to continue to lose weight, and she is very much competitive. And when she put skin in the game and put her 25 bucks in for the challenge to get, to be in the percentage weight loss thing, she said, I did so much better. And I realized that I really need that competition. So she's putting it out there. If anyone else is still in the weight loss game, she wants to do that, lose 12. If you're sustaining and you're not in the weight loss game, it's okay. You can still play, but she's going to do round 2 for the 28 day and just start back at the beginning and go back through the videos and things. And she's going to take money, and I'll send some more, but she posted she's going to take some money if anyone wants to put skin in the game for weight loss. And then she's going to be in charge of sending out the winning money, the winning dollars to the person who is the biggest weight loss in the month of February. So she's going to be the gatekeeper in the on that. So that's
She
kind of
post,
cool.
where
Isn't
did
that
she post
fun?
that, Amy?
What's that?
Where did she post that?
You post that in the Facebook chat mess, our
Oh,
28 day group. So
okay.
yeah, she said this was her idea, and she said I need to stay in this game. And I know Tanya said she's in. Whoever else is in. I know Cindy, there's some people that aren't on today, but I'll let some others know. Tanya will be in. I'm sure Cindy will be in. I'm gonna be in. My skinny jeans are too tight, so I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna try to get down 3 to 5. So I'll be in on that. And then we're gonna just rehash through, right? We can go back through the challenge daily videos. The content was so phenomenal. I'm gonna
Yes.
screen share here for a second. So congratulations to everybody for playing full out. Marisol, she played full out. Oh my goodness, she was sick and she still played full out. Seriously, that was awesome. Hold on, my phone is talking to me. All right. All right, here we go. So, Sharon put together, so congratulate yourselves, guys, because you love yourself enough to be here today. So give yourself a great big hug and
Yes.
love and high five. I hope you're doing this to yourself in the mirror every day.
Yes.
And right. And connecting heart and body. Everybody take a deep breath in. I took another course on neurosomatic reprogramming and how to calm those brain body connections, guys. And I want to give you one more little tip today that I learned from my last class. So remember how and Yvonne, I talked to you about this today. Go to page 136, 137 of your life book, And remember, it's about managing our emotions and our experiences through staying connected to our brain and our heart. So page 135 has tips to help you stay above the line. And there's like 10 simple tips. Immediately sense your breathing. That's the number one thing to do. Feel that hot energy going up, feel that adrenaline going up. Take a sip of water, count to 10, count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, like Mel Robbins, or count 90 seconds, right? Sleep on it before responding, smile, be appreciative and open, change your perspective. These are great tips. So go back through this, page 134, 5, and 6, and 7, those areas. And one tip I learned, I love this exercise where, you follow your fingertips to breathe and follow your fingertips,
Yep. Yep.
rebalance the brain. Here's another one. Take a fixed point. So look at your fingers or look at something in the horizon, take a fixed point. And here's another way to train your brain to calm down. Do no, no, no while looking at the fixed point, and yes, 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 while looking at the fixed point. And do it slowly and give your brain time to kind of reorganize while you're breathing. So that's another little tip I just learned this week from my neurosomatic, it's called neurosomatic intelligence. So we're training our brain and our body to be intelligently connected. So isn't that cool? I love that. Neurosomatic intelligence. All right, our optivists, our tribe, our group, our gang, our whatever we want to call ourselves, we are the people that we get mentally well with. We surround ourselves with people, right? We're optivists, optimal life activists. We're optimistic, optimal life activists, and we surround ourselves with each other so that we can get well, first by loving ourselves and then by applying the habits of health. And there's our macro habits. Can you guys say these out loud, by the way? It would be good to have these in your memory bank. So that's a good, self-study to do at home. Can you say the 6 macro habits? Do you actually know what they are? That's a very good, important thing to get into the habit of knowing. And then here's your 5, there are 5 things in the secret sauce, and that's all of us getting together, right? Applying what we learn and keeping all of our marbles in the jar. So be conscious of all the resources, all the resources. There's no reason why we can't have, right, all the support in the world. So just these are great little reminders. And so back to the challenge. All right. So here is our list. Sorry, doesn't look real good here. I just stuck it in here so we could see. Sharon, thank you very much for putting together our leaderboard. We had 50 people. We actually had 47 to 48 people, a couple registered a couple times, I think. So, but roughly 50 people. So that was awesome. And here's our leaderboard over 100, over 100. So just so you know, they have refined this process for May. There'll be another formal challenge in May. They're refining it. They are doing the after party, remember, on February 16th. So if you didn't register for that, that's going to be where more prizes are given away. And so everybody, you should have gotten an email on it. So register for that. I have no idea how they're going to do it, but check it out. Look at all these people over 100, you guys. Sharon killed it. And Sharon, the only reason we figured out Sharon and I were at the top is because we were inviting tons of people, right? So we got points for inviting people. And so next time we know that, right? The more people you invite, the more points you get, and then the more points we get for our team. And Mari was sick, and look at her. She was leading the leaderboard. She never gave up. Mari Soul, bravo, girlfriend. I hope you're getting well. Tanya and Mary were neck and neck. Cindy right up there after being on vacation. She just came up like a dark horse. Elaine, bravo. Sue,
Okay.
Gail. Just so proud of everybody. Really, truly, truly proud of everyone. Marisol, how are you doing? How long do we have you today?
I'm still coughing quite a bit, but I'm listening.
What was your
I'll be
takeaway
here.
from the 28 day? What did you like about it? What did you find most beneficial?
For me, because since I was sick the whole time, it still gave me something to hold myself accountable.
Hmm.
Even though I wasn't, I didn't feel on top of my game, but making sure I drink all the fluids, which helps for me to get better, anyways. But so it helps for me to be accountable and every day watch these videos and learn from them and how to make sure my mind is right and not allow myself to backtrack even though I'm ill, but to put myself back on poor me. I'm sick. Let me just eat. you know,
Right?
you
It's
know.
so easy. When you're sick, it's so easy to put a pity party and just go, right, Betty?
Yes, yes, it is.
So easy. Oh, good, Marisol. You needed that so much, right?
Yes, yes, I did. And so, I mean, now as I look into February, hopefully I feel better and I
Yeah.
can just continue on my journey and get
Yeah.
back on track.
Yes, 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 yes. And Tanya and Mary, you guys have been around for 5, 6 years, and they needed this too to plug into to have something to hold them accountable. Just what you said. We all need each other and something to hold us accountable sometimes. So these are just the perfect sparks, right? That's why I love the challenges, the perfect sparks. Now, Sharon, you have done many, many challenges over the years, right? Because you've been with me for a long time. Right, Sharon, what did you get out of this? This is our first digital one. Like what did you get out of this now that you're a coach? Before you weren't a coach, but now you're a coach too. So you got your own team. You had like 10 people on your own team, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
How was that for you?
Well, I mean, there was just so much good content, whether you were just getting started or where you've been, or where you've been here a while. There was just so much good content that, and a daily, you know, with getting people incorporated into the win calls, at least getting them exposed. Um, I always felt it gets them into the life book, because they might
Yeah.
want to read more, read more in the life book.
She even did phone calls with people and let them listen while she was on if they weren't on Facebook or they weren't. That was awesome.
I did because I wanted to get, you know, people exposed to the win calls and get, maybe, as we say, get them addicted if, they know that they're there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
they know that they're there and they can be there 15 minutes, to get and hearing everybody's wins. It's just
Absolutely.
a spark for the day, I guess.
Absolutely. Well, that was a whole nother level for you now, trying to be in charge of your own little tribe, right? And you just did a brilliant job. Just a brilliant job. I'm just so proud of you.
But there was just, like I said, so much good content.
Oh
I
yeah,
just, um,
priceless content.
yeah, it really was.
It makes Sharon and I talk behind the scenes about how our hearts just bleed because there isn't one person that couldn't benefit from this. They've just got to open their minds. If they would just open their minds, right, Sharon? Right, buddy?
Well, and adding the habit finders health in with that, I mean, that was right there, more
Yep.
than, I mean, double value,
That blew the top off for me. Like
yeah.
the content was brilliant, and I love how they pulled that all off, right? And yeah, there was bugs and whatever. They've got the basic platform to really roll with. But man, that habit finder thing blew the lid off of it for me and for a
I
lot of
mean,
people.
and even if you just did the assessment and the debriefing, I mean, you've got the recording of the debriefing. You can go over and over and over, just,
Yeah,
and you got your results and um just, obviously during the challenge was a hard time to dive into the results,
yeah, it was.
because
Yeah.
It was, well, new to us,
Yeah.
really new to us.
And
So,
it's a lot.
and it's a lot, yes. And I think that was kind of overwhelming, you know.
Yes.
But like I said, we have the recordings, you have your results,
For me too. For me too.
you know. Yeah, I agree.
Mhm. Overwhelming. Mary and I were talking, and Yvonne and I were talking too, how it's really, it was very, well, and Mary and I were, well, and I'll share this for her. She and I both felt like January we were hot messes, and the challenge and the habit finder helped reveal our weaknesses. And that wasn't fun, you
No.
know? And it actually caused me to emotionally eat more. I'll be on true. I'm no lie. I was like, yeah, I've been very confronted, and I've been really deep diving on my own, like really deep diving on this stuff. And I've got everything printed and everything. And but at the same time, it's freedom, right? Because now, here's the thing I told a couple guys, because you know, guys, they're all about numbers and facts, right? Women are like, how you feel about it, right? I said, listen, this gives you an objective number, and it gives you it's objective, and it's also it gives you what did I say? Uh Objective and identifies the problem and objectifies the problem with your thinking. It identifies it in words, does it not? Right? You got the words, you're overwhelmed, you're hesitant, you're, you know, you know, you got the words, but then you have the objective number too. So objectified and identified, and it's freedom. And so it's good for everyone. And listen, anybody who's open-minded at all to why am I stuck and why does life keep showing up the same way over and over again, give them the link and let them do the test. It's literally for anyone. So just remember, every human being needs freedom, like we are finding with this. Confronting, but if they're open, just go for it. Yvonne, what'd you get out of this whole thing? This is your first time around, and you're only on the first, what, month or second month of 5 and 1? You're on mute, honey. You're just in your second month of even being a part of our community, and you're already a player, girl.
No, no. I am okay. Can I say a win right now?
Yes, say a win. Your win of the week.
My win today was after our conversation, I always weigh myself on a Wednesday. I had a game, but the win for me was I didn't panic
Wonderful.
because I had a game.
Okay, say that again. You didn't panic because you had a game.
Gain.
Game.
A
G-A,
gain. Oh, you didn't panic because you had a gain. Okay. That was the
because
first time you didn't panic.
the first time I didn't panic. Getting on the scale and seeing it go up instead of going down while I'm doing a program.
So tell them why that was. What were you aware of that you told me this morning?
I don't know, because sometimes I speak to you inspirationally. So I
So
don't, unless I write
you told me, so why did you have the gain? What happened to you? You were doing too much of what?
Emotional snacking.
Yeah. And you were aware of that.
I was aware of it
And
because I
what did,
would do the stop challenge,
uh-huh.
and then, but I still found myself still gravitating to feed. My comfort is feeding.
Yep. So she went back to basics, and she went, what was fuel? Why was this happening? And what did you uncover? Why were you emotional eating? Why was that? What
I
happened?
don't,
Too
I
much
don't,
what? TV. Too much TV.
oh, the stress of watching what's going on in the world
Yes.
was stressing me out.
So the win is what happened? What did you want to have happen? What's missing and what's next? The awareness. Okay. So what happened was she was indulging in too much of the world's crap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What happened is then she started emotional eating, and what she wanted to have happen was not that, right?
Right.
And what was missing was just the awareness of, now it's not missing, right? What was missing was more stop, challenge, choose. Maybe reach out to your coach, maybe reach out to a fellow group, right? Call me, text me. I'm noticing I'm doing this. Can I talk it through with you? Right? And or what's next? And now what's next? Now what did you plan on? What's your plan? What's your plan now? You're gonna do
My plan now is to go back to what I was doing when I first started. It's like going back to the beginning. When I started this program, I was blinders on, focused.
mm-hmm.
And even when I was having the stresses, I was constantly talking to myself.
You're focusing.
Stop. Why?
Yep.
And then bypass.
But you also told me you were going to do what? You were going to tell your friends that you're no longer listening and they can just give you the highlights, right?
No, I can get the highlights just going to watch a commercial.
There
My
you go.
friends already know not to have these deep conversations.
There you
They
go.
already know.
So she set some boundaries, y'all, for herself and for other people. The world is staying over here on the side of the fence, right? And I'm staying over here on my side of the fence.
On my side of the fence.
And that's how we work through this page 137. What happened? What do you want to have happen? What's missing? What's next? That's perfect, Yvonne. You did a perfect exercise. And you didn't really know you were doing it. I was just coaching you along, but you had already done it in your head. You were already doing it by yourself.
And you explaining it made it more obvious. So
yes,
should I encounter this again,
yes.
I know what worked before, and
yes.
I can make that work again.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, you were already working yourself through, okay, what happened? What do I want to have? What's missing? What's next? What do I need to do different? You were already doing the steps, and that's just, you were doing it. And I was just guiding you through it, and we're just using it as an example because that's exactly what the win is for you.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And it's a win. It's not even a loss that the scale went up a little bit. It's a win because you went through that in your mind. That is the win. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Don't you guys agree? Sharon and Betty and
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I sure do.
yeah, like that's the win. Scale doesn't matter. The win is being aware.
I think the scale always mattered because every time the scale was what I was judging myself by.
Right, exactly. Your self-worth.
And
Your self-worth was in the numbers, right?
yes. And now that even when you say the scale doesn't matter, that still is striking like, what is she talking about? Of course the scale matters. And then when I come back, I said, as long as you're making that scale matter, it's going to be more important than what you're doing.
Yes.
Yeah, it will.
And what you're achieving.
Yes. So it's about our focus, right? We focus on the habits of health, winning those every day. We say, win the day, win the day. Did I do my 10 habits that I wanted to do today? Oh, okay. I didn't do that one. That's okay. It has nothing to do with the scale, right? I didn't get all my steps in. Has nothing to do with the scale or the number, right? I didn't get all my water in. Next time, tomorrow, I'm getting all my water in. That's where the focus goes, guys. The scale will come along. It comes along, right? That
I
makes
wanted
sense.
to share something, Amy, if that was okay.
Yeah, please.
I had mentioned to you that I had to be put on steroids because of the infection in my lungs. And that always makes me gain weight, or my blood sugars, they go haywire. I mean, 400s in my blood sugars. And so I was concerned about that. And one time it had spiked, but the rest of the time, my blood sugars were perfect. And so, like the lady who was just talking, I am also somebody who always thinks about the numbers, of the scale, but really focusing on making sure that I'm eating correctly has changed my mindset and not focus on the number on a scale, but where I am health wise. And just the fact that my blood sugars have been controlled even when on the steroids. Yes, no, I didn't drop any weight. I couldn't, not on those. But my blood sugars, all my numbers were still steady. They were still very good. They were still even lower than I even thought they could go. But
Awesome.
that's from staying on my plan and having that game plan that, okay, yes, I'm on this, but what am I going to do? And that's again, watching the videos, reading my life book. What will I do? Not
Those are the
sit,
wins.
yes, not sit on, great, that just ruined my whole month, or that just ruined, no, what will I do about it? And so focusing on my health
Mhm.
is what's been more important than my numbers on
So
the
what,
scale.
yeah, what Marisol just talked about is element 4 and 5 is about the drama triangle is below the line. And she's like, no, I'm going to empower myself above the line. I'm going to get in the empowerment triangle and figure out how can I coach myself? What can I do different? How can I be the coach, the empowerer, the leader, instead of being the drama at the bottom end, right? And so you were empowered, you're staying in that empowerment triangle. Remember that? You remember that in element 4 and 5?
Yes, that's
That's,
what I go
yep.
back to my life book while I'm going through this month and making sure that I am applying what I'm learning and understanding it.
Yeah.
And so I can keep moving forward and
Yeah.
not keep myself stuck like I've always been for many, many years.
Yeah. Yeah. So what happens, guys, is we drift. Here's where we are up at top. Something happens, crap happens, right? Crap happens. And then we start losing our balance. We start drifting below the line. Do you guys see the line here?
Yeah.
So we're above the line and something happens, crap happens. We start drifting below the line. Even happened to me in January. We stop, we challenge, we breathe, we do our thing, we do our exercises, we call our coach, and we do our best to stay out of victim, villain, hero. Okay. We do our best to stay out of that. And if we can't, we end up down here, it's okay. The faster you can get out of it and get back up here, the better, right? So the faster we can get out of this triangle and flip back up to the top into creator, challenger, coach, empowerment. This is above the line. Here's the line. Okay.
Yeah.
The faster, the better. We're human. We're going to end up down here now and then. Okay. And especially when we're around people that love to live in this, if we're chronically around heroes or villains or victims, we tend to get drawn into musical chairs. You guys ever played musical chairs?
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
bad game down here. It's a bad game. And I will feel it immediately and I will go, nope, I'm out of that. I'm getting in this chair game up here.
Good. Good.
So, it's important to understand that it's a game. This is a game and people want you to play this game down here, but you don't have to. All right. And it's important to notice when you're being the hero in the game, you're being the hero, the villain, or the victim as well. And that way, because sometimes you're the one in charge of the game. Right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Don't be the one in charge of the game. Stay out of the game. So congratulations, everybody. Just really, it's about the points, daily points, and the daily wins, and not about the point winners, right? It's not about the scale number. It's about that. Look at how many times we hit the mark. Look at how many times we did the habit. Look at how many times. Does that make sense? We're all winners because we did the healthy thing this many times. Isn't that cool?
Yes.
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 It's a
Yes.
great
Yes.
way to think about it. Like, yeah, maybe keep points for yourself and tracking maybe every month. So like every month I have a tracker where I have a monthly tracker and I keep track of how many times in a week did I get to bed on time? And I have my own little game going on. right? And I keep my own little tracker. How many times in the week, in the month did I work as many hours as I said I was going to? How many times did I get to bed on time? Did I say? So I was keeping, does that make sense, Yvonne? I
Yeah.
got my own little game going on. Like, oh, I beat myself from last month. Woohoo! And I have my own little celebration. And that's joy in the journey. Okay. Because I won. Last month I was this month I'm that. I'm better this month. Woohoo! Party. Right. And what I love is Dr. Dave Blanchard says, joy is that celebration in your soul, right? When you know the
Yeah.
celebration in the soul, you
Yeah.
have a little celebration in your soul. That scale just sucks my soul. I hate that. Ugh, stay away from it. And then one last thing. Monday. Did anybody see Monday? Did you guys see Monday night? Betty, you saw it?
I saw today. I didn't see it live, but I saw it today.
Oh my goodness, do not miss it. This has changed my life. This whole concept has changed my life. Deprivation invading every thought. Who really? Does anybody resonate with that?
Yes.
The diet word for me is so negative, so shameful, so angry. It evokes anger, shame. It evokes failure. It evokes bad self-worth. It is a very negative word for me. But when you redefine deprivation and flip it like they did, talking about what are you really depriving yourself from? If you're on a diet, you are if you're not on a diet and you're not restricting yourself from unhealthy habits, you are just allowing yourself to feel like crap and not be able to walk up the stairs and not be able to go on the rides with the kids. You're depriving yourself of the freedoms and the activity and the vitality and the harmony and integrity and dignity that you so deserve and that I so deserve. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, like stop
That's
thinking
such
about
a really good,
deprivation that way, right?
never thought of it that way.
Yeah.
What am I really depriving myself of? Living the life I'm living. I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm depriving myself of everything I really want to do and be. That's what I'm doing. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it's true.
Blows
Because
my
as long as
mind.
you keep following that negative way of doing it,
Yeah.
you'll never feel better. Because my
No.
goal is to feel better.
Yeah. Absolutely. And that goes along with Dave's deep dive, right, into the recesses of our brains. Because
Yeah.
if I'm always thinking about what's the deprivation in the negative way
Mhm.
versus what am I really depriving myself of the freedom of having and being and doing, it's a totally different mindset completely, right?
Yes.
Completely. So I want everybody, I'm going to challenge everybody to, I'm a little challenged to write down what am I really depriving myself of anyway? Living the life I'm living? What am I depriving myself of? Right? Pain-free living, time with the kiddos, going on trips, those things are really painful, right? So I just love that whole concept. So that's my little challenge for you guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
And in the same breath, once that 4-week course the 4-week deep dive is over, I encourage you to do it again and again if you need to, because it's
Yes.
free. So keep doing it until you got it, right?
Yes. I plan to keep doing those Thursday night ones.
Mhm.
If I have a link to get on, then I get on them
Yep.
because they are fabulous.
Keep
Didn't-
doing it until we've unraveled this junk in
Yeah.
here, right?
Yeah. And this challenge I put on 5 pounds because the anxiety over, am I on time for this? And will my link work? Will the computer work? And then when I moved myself to the head of the table, I said, I choose to, I will follow my own command. That is so empowering. I have that on my mirror. I look at that. And I got up this morning and I am down 6 pounds. 5 of it is what I put on the last week and a half, but I'm down 6 pounds. That's the right way. And I identify with Yvonne. I understand everything you were saying, Yvonne. It's like, that was me last week in the middle of this. That was my husband yelling at the TV over the politics.
Mhm.
Okay,
Yep.
what can we
Yeah.
do about it? And
Right.
Nothing.
I have to, but I'm like you, I've just stepped out of it. I can step out of the room. I don't, and I put myself back on strict 5 and 1 just for this week, but it's exactly the fueling and nothing else. It's the water. I've gotten, and I'm up to 8 or 9 glasses of water, and before it was 5 or 6. And I've the steps, I'm up. I thought at the beginning 3,000 steps. Okay, I can make 3,000. I'll never make 6. And you know what? Last week I started making 7. So now that's my new, I'm aiming 7,000 steps, and I'm going to keep that up and keep going. But you have to keep going forward. You have to keep going forward. You can't. What do I have to live for? Well, climbing stairs, walking down, get the mail, um, sitting on the floor and playing a game with my grandkids. I can't do that yet,
Yeah.
but I'm going up and down the stairs one step at a time, but I'm doing that. I will get down. There's snow on the ground, but when the snow's down to the mailbox, I'm going to walk down there. And, but yes. And so, am I dieting? No. Am I living life? Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Amen. Awesome girls. Awesome girls. Any other takeaways from Monday, Betty, that from since you just watched it?
yeah. When we talked about so much now that it's just that
And hard to
it was
anybody else
just so good.
have
It
a
was so good. It
takeaway?
was, yeah, it was just so good. And then uh, I I don't know. It's just so empowering, and it you know what? Instead of your guts shaking, it helps you feel still. It's like my big fat waistline, and now all of a sudden it's tightening up. I can, just in this week, I've measured myself. I'm not, the inches are exactly the same, but I feel like the muscles are tighter. You
Yay.
know, so you have to go by that, and you have to go by the inches. You have to go by,
Yeah.
is your husband smiling or not smiling? And I picked up a tip too
There's way
on the
more to
diet.
measure than just the pounds, right,
Yeah.
Yvonne?
Yep.
Oh, I know one tip too. I heard this morning on the wing call is when you're doing the life book, then jot down. And this is something that I have done before, and I like it. Jot down where it's at in the habits of health, and then you can go over there and check. So last night I was reading up on the diabetes because Gene's diabetic. His medicine, get get him off the junk food. And so,
Yeah.
here I've got something that it isn't, honey, would you quit eating chips, cookies, that. And it's like, oh, look, if we can get your blood sugar. Yeah, I've got something in front of me that I can say, oh, right here it says, and it's right there. Get rid of this, do that to stabilize. It's 2.2. Stabilize your blood sugar. Good for me. It's going to be good for him. And
And how
someone,
does he, so you're
oh,
empowering him with information. How is he taking that?
I read it last night, and
Okay.
today is my Zoom day. You're the third Zoom of the day,
Okay.
and so it's my bit. But tomorrow he'll hear about it a little bit. But he'll be open to it because he's sick of the pens not working and stuff. Oh, well, maybe we can get you down so you don't have to rely on that so much.
Yes, you can. Yes, you
So
can.
and I've thought all along, I'll never be a coach, never be a coach. And I thought, just this morning, I thought, oh no, am I taking on Jane? Oh
Yeah.
no.
Betty, it's not good to coach, and it's not necessarily, if he's open to being coached, it's tough to do with with this spouse. However,
Yes.
you can lead this spouse by your own behavior, and you're doing that. And
Yes.
you can share with him information like Sharon is doing, and
Yes.
And when they're open and ready, they will come. But Sharon's husband has learned a lot, right, Sharon, and come alongside. And he's dropped a bunch of weight too, right?
Yep.
See, and he,
And
that's
and there
good. That's good to know. Oh, and
and
I
there
want
is and there is a whole diabetes plan that I'll tell you is bulletproof. It is better than any drug. It's better than any plan any doctor's office gives any diabetic. It's Optavia has their own diabetic food nutrition plan.
And I just heard about that this morning. That was
Yes.
one of the phone calls that. And I want to say thank you to Sharon, because Sharon reached out and offered. She said, if you can't get into this and that, and she checked up. She was, if I can't get into it, and the couple of programs she checked up on, you had sent me a link. So thank you to you, because I go crazy with all of these links and stuff. And if you send them to me, I can use them. If you want me to go back and find them,
Yep. You always just reach out. Always just reach out. And so you don't frustrate yourself. Just always just reach out and say, help me. You're right. Just always reach out. And here's the thing. In the beginning, I told you about the diabetes plan for your husband, but you weren't ready to hear it. But now you are. Okay. And anyone who's diabetic, this plan is rock solid. It's bulletproof. It will work for blood sugar regulation, and it will change medications. It will change everything. So it's really important to know that. I can't say that it cures anything because that's not legal, but it is definitely a very, very, very predictable approach.
The
So,
question I have,
yep.
I'm type 2.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not on insulin, but I'm on medication. So this plan that I'm
Mm-hmm.
doing right now,
Yep. It's okay for you.
mhm,
And unless you it is okay for you to do, and or you can do the diabetic plan, which adds more a grain of fruit and a dairy. So we can discuss if that's probably the right move for you or not. So we would just tweak yours a little bit.
okay.
So let's talk about that. I'll send you a little tweak of your plan and we can talk about if it's good for you or not. If you're doing fine the way you are, we don't need to.
Well,
If
my blood levels, when I do the finger prick, they're just a little bit over, not a lot over, just a
Yeah,
little.
you're probably fine right where you are, but I'll send it
Okay,
to you and we can take a look. Yeah,
okay.
yeah, but but yeah,
But
it's
just to keep it here that God forbid it should elevate, there is another path for me to take.
yeah, it is just a tweak of the path you're on.
Okay,
Yeah, it's not anything. You just keep doing what you're doing, and there's just a small tweak that I would do for
okay.
yeah, yeah. But for Gene, it's a new plan, right? It's a plan that he's not done before, right?
Yeah, which he needs, because he
Yep,
doesn't, he
yep.
follows he follows the seafood diet.
Yeah, see, exactly. He does. It's time for him to clean up his act, right? Roxy or Elaine, do
Exactly.
you guys want to share anything? Sharon, tell Betty how you've been sharing with your husband. What's your approach? You did a great job during the challenge with your husband.
Well, we went, he wasn't real open to, he started to listen to the videos. I mean, I just shared, I mean, these are only 1.5 minutes, And he was listening. He would get frustrated and, really didn't want a part of it. And we did go walking one day, and we have all these videos that we're sharing. So we walked and we listened to about 10 of them. And but I told Amy and he was really participating with the walking. I mean, he would, tell me, well, I went out and walked. I'm just like, okay, how many steps you get, So I set him up with our phone that keeps steps because he has his phone with him all the time. So he was really knowing how many steps he had. But last night, when I shared, well, it's the last day of the challenge, and I said I'm putting my points in for steps and water, and And I said, he looked at his steps and he had 5,000 steps. And I said, oh, well, you only got 1,000 steps to go to get 6,000. So he went down to the basement and got 6,000, up to 6,000 steps. And
He took it for the team. He did it for us.
and I said to him afterwards, I said, thank you for taking it or doing it for how did I say that?
Taking it for the team or
Taking it for the team, doing it for the team or something. And I didn't get that crazy face that he kind of always makes. I was just like, oh, he took it for the team. So,
Yeah, good for him.
but he was participating in the way he felt comfortable, and so that's a win.
That is a huge
Yeah,
win. And
that
he's
is a-
eating her lean greens and her little desserts, her mock desserts and all the things. So Betty, if you would like help with talking to your husband, I'm happy to help. Okay.
I figured you were. Like I said, this hit me yesterday.
Yeah,
And I,
just say, Gina, are you open to the possibility of exploring controlling your blood sugar without medications and pricking yourself? If that
needle,
if
the
that was
needle.
yeah, the needle, if it was possible to, not need to do that, would you want to explore the possibility of that? So that's the word to use, right? Explore the possibility. Okay.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Congratulations for getting on those wing calls, guys. Roxy, before we go, what did you have to say, my dear?
Nothing. Sorry, I've been a little out of the challenge. I've been following them. Following. Challenge.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm good. I didn't weight myself, but I think the last week I lost 4 pounds. So, and I think I didn't keep losing, but I don't know the real numbers yet. But it really doesn't really matter to me the weight anymore because I feel good. Uh, I wish I can know my healthy BMI, but I mean, I feel really good. I'll find out during this week.
You'll find out what?
My how is my body doing? I mean, with my healthy BMI, but
Okay.
I don't know how to do. The only way I know is if I go to the gym and they measure me.
No, you can just calculate it with a calculator from your life book.
Oh, is it possible? I don't know.
Yep. Your BMI it's in it's in your life book just to do the calculations. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, I'll find it for you. It's element. Let me find the page number for you, girl. I'll find the page number for you. But yeah, you can just calculate it based on your height and your weight and your activity. Yeah, you can do that. Do you know, Sharon, off the top of your head, what body mass index? It is. Here we go. Go to element 12.
Well,
Okay.
The element.
Yeah, you can calculate it, hon. So that being said, we'll work on that, Roxy. But yeah, as long as you're in the window of where the healthy range, you don't have to worry so much about what the scale says. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I really don't worry because I know how I feel. I feel good.
Yeah. As long as you're in the green zone, you don't have to worry about the number on the scale. And yeah, your calculations are in here. I just have to find the page. So,
Just how the lady said, I like the numbers too. So it's a little.
we have to let go of the numbers.
Yeah.
I know it's hard, but we make the numbers mean our self-worth, right? And they have really nothing to do with our self-worth. So that's the problem not the numbers are not the problem. The numbers are the numbers. It's what we make the numbers mean that is the problem. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's our interpretation of those numbers that is the problem. So let the numbers go, y'all. Here's Dr. Anderson at our impact training last Saturday. I wanted to play a couple minutes of this, just so you can see his new book's coming out, I guess, this week, the first week of February. So I wanted to play this just a little bit before we go here.
Founder of Optavia, and I can tell you that when I left the world at a level
Here we go. Can you guys see it?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see if we can hear it. Uh-oh. No, it's not going to play, huh? Oh, I messed it up. It's not going to play. Anyway, it's called My Prescription for Life. I don't know why it's not going to play now for me. We'll try it again, and we'll try it again next week. Roxy, I couldn't get it open after you sent me that one beautiful link, so I'm playing the ones that we recorded. Anyway, the book's called My Prescription for Life, and it's actually going through and talking about how we have a prescription for you know, it's the play on words is, you know, we have this prescription for weight loss that everyone's taking, you know, and yet no one's got a prescription for life. So he's describing taking the weight loss industry and talking about the prescription for weight loss and turning it into the prescription for life. And how do you actually write a prescription for life? It's everything we have. The prescription for life is all here. We have everything we need to have the health. We have the healthy prescription of life for life in our hands. Our books, our workbooks, our community, our education, our accountability system. That is the prescription for life. If you go to a church, you have a community, you have a book, you have a spiritual mama or papa, you have someone who's a leader, right? You have all those pieces. That is the prescription for healthy life, and we have it in our hands. So if someone were to say to you, oh, no diets work and that's not going to work, no, that's not true. This is a bulletproof prescription for life in our hands, and we are taking it in daily. We're orally, verbally, emotionally, visually, and auditorily taking our pills every day. Does that make sense?
Yes.
It's like,
Yes.
it's a brilliant play on words. I love it. I love it. And hopefully we're gonna win some people over with the whole topic of prescription for life, and you know, the prescriptions that they're on, and just remember, the people that are now on them and have been on them, they're scared because they're either going to have to learn how to get off of them, or they're going to be gaining their weight back, or they're going to be on them for life. And hardly anyone wants to do that, right? So
Yeah.
there's only a few options for them, and it's scary. So you guys are on the right path, doing the right thing. And is the road less traveled always the easy road, or is it usually the hard road?
With the roadmap, that's what I like about this. We have a roadmap.
Yeah.
With the roadmap, it doesn't matter how hard the road is. It
Yep.
keeps you on. You know where the exits are. You know
Yep.
where the entrances are.
Yeah.
Without a roadmap, you
Yep.
fall in every pothole.
Exactly. And we have a roadmap, and we have a destination, and we have a journey. And I one of the trainings I heard this last week, they said, remember, every setup, every setback is a setup for a breakthrough.
Oh, good.
Every setback is a setup for a breakthrough. I love that. And also there's this other analogy, you know, the sheep in the flock. What happens when the sheep in the flock start going out and going over there to the other pasture? What happens?
The dogs come out.
The wolves come out and the wolves come out and they hack off that sheep, right?
Yeah.
So it's important to stay in the flock, is it not?
Yeah.
If we stay in the flock, we're safe. We got the shepherd. Once we start weaning out of the flock and we start going out on our own by ourselves to over there to that other little pasture over there, what's going to happen? That wolf and that dog's going to come and snatch us right up. Does that make sense? I love that analogy. I think that's perfect because if we stick with each other and we stick with the community and the team, even if you hate me as a coach and you want a different one, I don't care. Stick with the flock. There's safety in this. There's safety there, right?
You're adorable, Amy.
What?
I said, you're adorable.
I know. I'm thinking, eat my
I
coat.
wanted to say that I appreciate all you ladies because every time that, okay, Wednesday's coming and when I can get on, I always think I better have something to say. So I need to keep myself on track. So because all of you are trying so hard, it helps me so I can keep trying
Yeah.
hard. Well, so I appreciate you all.
Thank
Good.
you.
That
Good.
little analogy, Amy, I just wrote down. When a sheep that wanders away gets eaten up.
They do. Yep. That's why they have shepherds.
Yeah.
And if you study, you guys, this is a deep dive. I know I'm going over, but if you study sheep are stupid. Sheep absolutely cannot survive without the shepherd. They cannot survive. They do not know how to fend for themselves. They don't know how to feed themselves. They don't know how to function without the shepherd. So if we're thinking about in terms of, you know what I'm saying? As animals, as creatures, they do not know how to function. They are powerless on their own. What does that tell us? Human beings are powerless on their own. We have to stick with the shepherd. We have to stick with the flock because we're stupid sheep and we need to follow the leader.
And
We are powerless on our own. Does that make sense?
We don't do well.
And that's why we got to stick together. And the more people that you bring to the flock, the stronger the flock and the pack is, right? And the safer we all are, which is why, you know, it's not about me making money. It's about, or Dr. Anderson making money. It's about everybody's out there getting hacked off by the sheep, by the wolves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So pharmaceutical companies, woo, wolves, right? In sheep's clothing, right? So just think about that. I gotta go. Love you. Appreciate you all and stick with the flock. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Stay happy, healthy, be safe, sane, and be well. Love you. Bye-bye.
A good one. Bye, everybody.